Anyway, time to review a game that slipped under a lot of people's radar and, well, now you can get it very cheaply. Yakuza 3, one of the best games I've ever played. It's very hard to describe. It's like an RPG, brawler, sandbox. It's an everything game. That's just various snippets from the 5 hours of cutscenes. Yes, 5 hours. And I'd like to apologise for the massive screen tearing during this video. That's just what you get from AV cables. Played in HDMI, none of that is an issue. It looks amazing. This is Kamurocho, the deep, dark, fictionalised underbelly of Tokyo. And just look at its brilliance. I mean, so much detail has gone into this game. Obviously, not as much as the rather similar Shenmue, but anyway. This is Kazuma Kiryu, a 40-year-old ex-Yakuza... Oh, random battle. Okay. This is our battle system. You see, like Pokemon, if you walk in front of an enemy, and their eyes are open, and they're standing still, and they look at you, you must fight them for no particular reason. They clearly haven't learned their lesson that Kazuma is not to be messed with. I like the fact that there's very little interruption between exploring and combat. Now obviously you can't just run around and beat up people on the streets, so there is a very large shift in the way the whole game works, but look, you can pick up random objects and use them. I didn't just then, but I could have slammed the cone down on his head if I wanted to. So, this is the basic gameplay. Like most RPGs, you walk around, there's lots of text dialogue, and you just do tasks for people. Well, they're just little side things. You see, the main plot of this game is enormous, huge, and very interesting, and more on that later. This is one of the various other modes where you chase people around the streets, and maybe the only part of this game that I don't like. I mean, this minigame can get very annoying, but the rest, I love. Okay, maybe one other thing I don't like, and that's this giant yellow duck. This is one of the many other minigames, and again, an amazing amount of detail has been put into this. This is the most realistic claw simulator I've ever played, and it's the only one as well. Realistic in that, like a real claw, the claw is evil and sentient and hates you, and you're never going to win anything. Well, not so much in this. They've scaled it down a little bit. You can actually win stuff. Except ducks. Also at this particular Club Sega, since this is obviously a Sega game, is this cool little shooter game, Boxelios, where you shoot at these shapes and try to explode them. this could be its own game on the PSN store. Oh, and look, here's some proof that I am okay at the skill tester. I won a cat. Again, I must stress, there is so much stuff to do outside the main story, even tournament fighting. When Sega does minigames, they're serious. Like this golf game, this is what I'd expect from a Tiger Woods game, pretty much. This is full on. This game was made by the same people who made Super Monkey Ball, which is no doubt why it has so many massive minigames in it. And there's far more than just what I'm showing you. There's karaoke, there's darts, pool, a casino, as well as a Japanese gambling hall, among others. There's just a ton of stuff to do, and I'm really sidetracked here. I haven't even touched on the main plot. See, Kazuma's trying to leave his old life as a Yakuza behind, so he starts this orphanage here. But, well, there's issues with government plans to build a resort and a military base on Okinawa, and then, obviously, they need the land that Kazuma's orphanage is on for some reason, so there's all disputes over that. So Kazuma's really just trying to do it all for the kids. So while it may start off like a fatherly, friendly game where you just look after kids, well, it moves on to picking fights with strangers and bashing them in the face with bicycles, and obviously moving on to Kamurocho. So, very diverse and very interesting plot. Sure, there's 5 hours of cutscenes, but they're amazing cutscenes. They're extremely fun to watch, and it doesn't feel like there's too much cutscenes because, well, they're fairly heavily balanced out by text dialogue, and this is a very long game. Doing the standard story, well, you could probably finish it in about 20 hours or less. That's fine. I messed around and did random stuff, but it took me about 24 hours. But if you want to actually go full on and do everything in this game, let's just say I'm 73 hours through and I haven't gotten anywhere near finished yet. Bottom line is, the game is emotional, amazing, and, well, the combat system's really satisfying too, as well as all the immense mini-games. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll teach your dog how to fetch. There's just so much to love in Yakuza 3. It's not a game for everyone, but I highly recommend it though. I love it, and I think you'll probably love it too. It also has some of the deepest, most likable characters I've ever seen in a video game. I mean, you know, with Kazuma and Rikiya and Majima being some of my favorites. No way. How was that thing even pulling on the line?